De Bruyne's corner. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream, everyone. And welcome back as well to, I guess it's FPL history in the making, isn't it? It's the first week ever that we've got the assistant manager chip. So who's got theirs active? What do we think of the chip? Do we like it? Do we hate it? Is yours active? You got it on Moyes? Have you got it on Slot? Are you saving it? What's everyone doing this week? Now, my plans have completely changed. I wasn't planning to use it at all this week, but of course we had the announcement yesterday of the Double Gameweek 25. So, yeah, it depends on the League Cup results, but we're definitely going to have a double in 25 now. So that's quite a huge plot twist, because back-to-back Double Gameweeks with the Assistant Manager chip combined is obviously really powerful. So, I'm going to be making one more transfer on this stream, and then I'm going to be activating it on Slot. So I'm looking to go Gabriel to Tarkowski, and then that leaves me with enough money, I think, to buy Slot. Hopefully, let me check I've got that right. That'd be a disaster, actually, if I now couldn't afford that. Tarkowski, yeah, 1.8 mil. So I'm looking to do that, and then I would add Slot in here as well. And that would get me Salah, Trent, and Slot with the double, and then I would have Tarkowski from Everton. I decided against Ndai. That might be a mistake, but I'm kind of hoping he's a trap. I'm going to stick a poll up about the assistant manager chip because it's been a bit of a contentious debate this week. What do you think of the... I like it, I don't like it, and don't care? How about that for 3 options? Austin, thanks for the 30 months. Let me get the confetti cannon back for the stream. Thank you, Austin, for the 30 months. He says, morning, Oscar. I'm excited for some Arseman action. Is that actually catching on now? Is that what we're calling it? The Arseman? I mean, it does feel like it's really powerful if Liverpool get that double game week 25. Like, back-to-back doubles is pretty crazy. And obviously the really powerful thing about the chip as well is you don't have to worry about the predicted minutes for players, right? Because that was the worry with someone like, you know, maybe Gakpo, Luis Diaz, those guys. They're great picks, but are they going to play every single game? Like, especially if there's back-to-back doubles, plus they've got the League Cup and FA Cup. Whereas the assistant manager is just based on how the team does. So yeah, it's a really, really powerful chip. We'll have to see how it does with back-to-back doubles, because that could be season defining. Like if Liverpool do well with 5 games in 3 game weeks. Chris says, happy Saturday from North Wales, Oscar. Thanks very much, Chris. Thanks for your support, mate. So you're starting Rodgers, right? I think you said in your message. You had Eze and Rodgers, but Eze's out for this game week. If anyone's got Eze, Glasner said, yeah, he's out for game week 24. So that's another thing, by the way. If you've got any Villa players, they're favourites to get a double in 25. So it would be Ipswich home and Liverpool home for Villa as well. Plus that potential double for Liverpool. So I might end up going Isak to Watkins next week, which is a bit scary because I've got a lot of money tied up in Isak. I think I'd lose about 0.5 mil, but I think that's going to be what a lot of people do next week if Villa get that double. Don't know if anyone's thought that far ahead, but I reckon next week, assuming Villa double in 25, the most popular transfer is going to be Isak out for Watkins, which is a bit crazy really, but they do have City away, and Villa could have that double, including Ipswich home. Here for FPL says, down to 2 options with 0.6 mil in the bank, no free transfers. Number 1 is assistant manager Moyes. It requires a -4 to switch manager in game week 25. Or, number 2, slot and Gakpo to Ndiaye Wissa for a -4. Both options require a -4. It's the downside of the manager switch. If both require a -4, I would rather the second option. I would rather the second option and use it on slot and just bank on them getting the back-to-back doubles. Because either way, it's a -4, so why not take it for the team with more upside and back-to-back doubles? In terms of Ndiaye and Wissa, I think Ndiaye is the really popular one because obviously Calvert-Lewin's out, so he's on pens, and he scored a pen last match, I think it was, and he's a bit cheaper. But I ended up going for Wissa myself. Like Tottenham home, really nice fixture. Tottenham have got so many players out still. Then they got West Ham, Leicester, Everton, Villa, and they play in 29 as well. So I like Wissa's run more than Ndiaye. I think I'd only go for Ndiaye if you're dabbling like with 4 or 5 transfers and you can swap him straight out. Otherwise, I would just go straight to Wissa personally. Chris is Bangkok. Thanks for becoming a member as well. Thanks very much for your support, mate. Appreciate that. Trent to slot for free. I don't think I'll be selling Trent though to fund it. Probably not selling Trent. So 55% like it, 30% don't like it, and 16% don't care. Which manager did you transfer in? I'm going to buy slot. Also, a word of warning for anyone who's looking to activate it. If you activate the assistant manager on Moyes and then you decide by the deadline, actually I'm going to use it on slot, that uses up a free transfer. So be careful. Make sure you don't get caught out on that one. A lot of people have been caught out with that. %. Yeah, that. Yeah, in the expert series, 99% were on Salah captain. 1 went for Trent captain. I should have got him on for an interview. That one guy that went Trent, and what was his thinking? I mean, is anyone not going Salah captain this week? Let us know in chat. Who's your captain if it's not Salah? I think even with the assistant manager at play, I still reckon Salah's probably going to be over 200% EO this week. There's still going to be loads of triple captains active. Saka is him says, Oscar, I'm 1.5k. Can you help me win the whole thing? Get to top 100 and then I'll help you win the whole thing. But I probably wouldn't get my help because I don't know. You're doing better than me this season. You're doing better than me. I'm 41k. Keep doing what you're doing. What ranks everyone this week then? Heading into this week. Chuck your rank in the chat. I'm fairly happy with 41k. I think it must be one of my better ranks at this stage. Because there's still a long way to go as well. What I do sympathise with is anyone that was on triple Liverpool already. Is that any of you guys? You're on triple Liverpool and now you're forced into this situation where it's like, what do you do? Do you sell one of them to buy a slot? And it's kind of like you've been punished for being prepared for the double game week. Obviously, if you made a transfer during this week, it's a bit different because you could have technically waited. But I understand chasing the price rises, that's fair. Like I tend to chase price rises. maybe like more often than not. But like if you went Gakpo last week, at least you got those points. But then you've kind of been punished by the way this potential double has been dropped in. So I sympathise with that. 371k, 11k, 31k, 1.7 mil, 30k, nice. 125k, 1k, very nice. We've not looked at the Focal Mini League, you know, for must be a good month or two. Who's top? Oh wow, Lovro is 4th in the world, and then in second it's Alex, who's 14th in the world. Callum's 18th, and Niels is 42nd. Fair play, 4th in the world. That is wild. I was chatting, I don't know if he's here, I was chatting to the current #1 in the world, and we were going to try and do a video this week, but we couldn't fit it in our schedule. So if he's still #1 next week, I'll be doing a video with the current #1 in the world. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe for that. That'll be a good video if we can pin it down, and if he stays #1. I'm not sure what he's doing, if he's going assistant manager or not. So let's stick a poll up about the assistant manager. In fact, let's just do a general chip poll. So we'll go assistant manager, triple captain, other and none, I think would be the best options. There you go, the poll's up, get your votes in on that. Garian says, how did he know to triple captain Dango last week? Yeah, did you guys see that? One manager in the world triple captained Uatara for his hat-trick last week. Here it is. And the club actually invited him.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm in person.
There he is. That's the guy. He triple captained Uatara. He got, how many? 21 points? So he got 63 from him as triple captain. What a legend. But fair play to Bournemouth as well. They actually invited him to get like a signed shirt, to do like a stadium tour. And I mean, that's crazy. I'd love it if more clubs started doing that though. Like if someone goes really bold with something on FPL, like triple captain in a massive differential when it comes off, then they start inviting people to, you know, get signed shirts, meet the players and so on. Yeah, really cool, isn't it, Simon? Fair play to Bournemouth as well for that one. So Sam says, I'm actually tempted to do Moyes as assistant manager. Yeah, I think it's actually kind of team dependent as well. Like for some people, it just doesn't make sense to sell a Liverpool player if you can go straight to Moyes. And then of course, if the double game weeks happen in 25 for Villa, for example, then you could go to Emery or you could go to Silva, depending on what happens next week. So I made a graphic here. You might have seen it on Twitter or on the video I made yesterday. And this is basically a summary of the double game week 25 and what's going to happen. So first of all, Aston Villa and Liverpool or Fulham and Spurs will definitely double in game week 25. So either Aston Villa and Liverpool or Fulham and Spurs will have a double in 25. If Liverpool knock Spurs out of the League Cup, then it'll be these top two. If Spurs knock Liverpool out, then it'll be these bottom two that have a double. And you can see that game week 25 column there shows the fixtures I'll have. Morning, Dylan. How you doing, mate? What's your plan, Dylan? Assistant manager or what are you doing? Triple captain? If Arsenal knock Newcastle out, then Arsenal will also have a double game week 25. But that's less likely because Arsenal are 2-0 down from the first leg and they're playing away at Newcastle. So the likeliest outcome of everything, in a nutshell, is Liverpool and Aston Villa have a double game week 25. Spurs are 1-0 up from the first leg and they're going to Anfield. So you'd probably still back Liverpool to knock them out, even 1-0 down on aggregate. So that's a summary of the double game weeks there. Newcastle won't have a double game week 25 if they knock Arsenal out. But yeah, in a nutshell, it could be back-to-back double game weeks for Liverpool. So that's why all of a sudden, after that announcement yesterday, lots of people are looking at assistant manager because it's a team chip, so you just get points based on how the team does. You don't have to worry about individual players. So you potentially get 5 games in 3 game weeks out of slot. Let me catch up on chat. Gary did that one. James Ellis says Ismaila Sarr or Semenyo this week. So, who have Palace got? They're away at Man United. Semenyo's home to Liverpool. I'd probably go Sarr. Because, I mean, Liverpool, arguably the best defence this season. I know Bournemouth have been outstanding, but I don't know how... I think it makes more sense to start Sarr. Yeah, I'd start Sarr over Semenyo. Pretty close that one, but I'd start Sarr, James. Times2 Cosmic, thanks for the 4 months. He says, I bought Gakpo for the double and don't have slot. I think a lot of people are in the same boat as you, Cosmic, where they've bought Gakpo, they've tripled up on Liverpool, and now it's like, do we sell one and buy a slot, or do we just go for Moyes, or do we just not use assistant manager? Do you go triple captain? Jay asked for the clean sheet odds. Here they are. Just about fits on. Oh, there we go. So Liverpool and Everton joint top. So Liverpool's will be, I think that'll be Everton away, that one, and Everton's will be Leicester home, and then Arsenal, Chelsea, Ipswich. Yeah, I mean, if that's you, what are you guys doing if you're tripled up in Liverpool? Are you selling one? Are you selling one to get slot? So Amir Galal asks, do I go Gakpo to Wissa for a -4 for assistant manager slot? Honestly, I think I would do that. I think that's worth it, personally. I think you'll get really divided opinions though on it. Like, I was looking at what some actual top managers are doing, which I'm not, but like top managers like Ben Crellin, right? He's on triple Liverpool and he's going to Moyes, and then he's going to sell Moyes for whoever doubles in 25. But then Praz, another top FPL manager, he's gone Gakpo to Ndiaye for a -4 because Ndiaye's got the double, and then he's going to buy a slot. So he brought Gakpo in, and then he's taken him back out from -4 to go for slot. And then I don't even know what Harry's doing. You should see the messages in the group chat with me and Ross. Yeah, Harry's been panicking. I mean, he sent a message this morning, actually. Maybe I shouldn't read it. What did he say? This was like an hour before he went live. He said, I still haven't got a sodding clue. I hate this chip. I hate it. So, yeah, another top manager. Harry doesn't know what he's doing either. I think he was either going to just triple captain. He was going to either buy Moyes, or he was going to sell Gakpo for a -4 and go for slot. So you really get divided opinions. Personally, I think the best one is you sell Gakpo. Because like if they get back-to-back double game weeks, I hate to say this for everyone that's got Gakpo, but this was always a possibility. Is Gakpo going to play every single match or start every single match? If they've got back-to-back doubles, is that really going to happen? Jota's back in training. Darwin's in training. They've got Luis Diaz. So they're back to having 4 players there. And then Salah. So in my head, I just think, if you just go Trent and Salah and then go slot, that in my head, that's just the best option. Do you guys not think so? It just feels better. It does seem mad though to sell him for a -4, but you have to also remember how powerful the chip is. It's such a powerful chip, the assistant manager. Like, slot could get you, I mean, he could get you 0 points, but he could get you like 15 this week. So what is it? 6 points for a win. 6 points for a win. 3 for a draw. 2 points for a clean sheet. 1 extra point for every goal. So if they win, let's do the maths. So if they win 2-0 and, I don't know, let's lowball it, 1-0. So that's 12 points from the wins. Another 4 for the clean sheet, 16. 3 goals. So that's 19. You'd get 19 points if they won 2-0 and 1-0. Now that's obviously hypothetical, like Bournemouth are out playing really well right now, so they could get an upset, they could get a result. It's the last Merseyside derby, so Everton are going to be more than up for it. So yeah, nothing's guaranteed in FPL, but that's just this game week, remember. If Liverpool win 2-0 and 1-0, that's 19 points just this game week. And then you've got the double game week 25, if Liverpool knock Spurs out of the League Cup. And then game week 26, they've got City away, which isn't so good, but you could sell him. You could just keep him anyway. So I don't know. To me, that just makes the most sense. But I think you're going to get really divided opinions on that. But I'd love to know what you guys are doing if you're on triple Liverpool. Are you selling one to get Slot, or are you going for Moyes and then another manager? Yeah, Lucas says you can sell Slot in 26. That's definitely an option as well. Like Leicester, if you want to chase bonus upside, Leicester are home to Brentford. You could just go to Arsenal, who are home to West Ham. Mr. T says no, he's going for Moyes. Sam asks, who would you replace Gakpo for? I would say the two are Wissa and Ndiaye. I've gone for Wissa over Ndiaye personally, but I think both are great. Right, let me catch up on chat. Where did I get to? Ronald says, everyone go and Slot, but Livo double on if they win. What do you mean they double on? Everyone go and Slot, but Livo double on if they win. What does that mean? If they win in the League Cup, or knock Spurs out, then they'll double in 25, as well as 24 this game week. So back-to-back doubles. So you'd get 5 games in 3 game weeks with assistant manager. Mr. F says, hey Oscar, I've got Gakpo, Salah, Trent, Pickford and Ndiaye, 0.6. No free transfers. Thinking Gakpo to Wissa / Beto and then Slot for a -4. I could do Moyes, but then it would need a hit next week to change assistant manager. Yeah, but I mean, like I was saying just then, Mr. F, I think, personally, Gakpo to Wissa is worth the -4 to activate it on Slot. That's just my view. Again, using that example, if it was 2-0 and 1-0, Liverpool's 2 games this week, then that's 19 points, I think, if my maths was right. And that's just this week. Obviously, I suppose Gakpo could absolutely get 19 himself. There is that side of it, but then you've got the double next week as well, potentially. So I just think it's worth it. And plus, you don't have to stress about Gakpo minutes. So I would do Wissa, Mr. F. Crispy Bacon says, assistant manager active, had to sell Alisson to Kepa to get Slot. What are your thoughts? Would you start Flecken or Kepa? In terms of Flecken or Kepa, I mean, a clean sheet odds can't be great, either of them. Bournemouth 15%, Brentford 18%. So I mean, it's 3% in favour of Brentford. So I just go Flecken. Start Flecken. I mean, they are playing a bare bones Spurs side, so I think 18% is a bit harsh. Yeah, I like Kepa. He's a good option. Nice fixtures. I'm looking at the Bournemouth defence as well. Like, I might go for Kirkes. I think he's 4.9 mil. And he doesn't blank in game week 29, 100%, so he's quite a nice option. Yeah, nice. Struggling with this game, says, hi mate, candidate for disaster class this week here. I brought Gakpo for a -4, and then anxiety hit me, and I bought Wissa and Slot for a -8. It is what it is though. Like, I think a lot of people are going to end up doing that, even for a -8. Maybe a -8 is debatable, it's worth it. I think on yesterday's video I said I'd probably just about do it, but it's right on the edge, that one, whether it's worth the -8. But I hope it pays off for you. I hope Liverpool smash it and you get that. I'm not... What do you mean I'm copying your team? You're copying my team. I haven't made my move yet. I'm making one more move and then I'm buying Slot. I'm looking to go Gabriel to Tarkowski and then Slot in. So it'd be that. That's how I'm planning to be lined up by the deadline. So it'd be Tarkowski, Colwill and Trent. The midfield 5, Wissa and Isak, and then Slot. And I've got 0.3 in the bank as well. Also said, and I have a massive benching headache. Start 2 out of Gabriel, Colwill, Munoz and Greaves. Also João Pedro or Rogers. Obviously Trent's in the squad. Yes, I've got the same defenders, you know, and I think Gabriel and Colwill make sense. Greaves ahead of Munoz on the bench. Gabriel, Colwill, and then Greaves ahead of Munoz on the bench. I think I'd start Rogers over João Pedro as well. Because like João Pedro, he's away at Forest, right? I know they're in a bit of a dip in form recently, Forest, but away at Forest, not an easy game. Rodgers as well, just scored a hat-trick in the Champions League. Do you guys see that? He's going to be really popular next week if Villa get that double. So I'd start Rodgers, yeah, because he's got Wolves. Evan Benny, thanks for the 18 months. It says, is Raya fit? I've not been able to get a concrete answer on it. I did ask some Arsenal in the know accounts, and they didn't have anything either way to say, but they said they'd be surprised if he's not fit, and that was what I also said in my videos. Like, I'd be surprised. It's probably Arteta mind games, but you never know of Arteta. It could be like the boy who cried wolf. Day 250 of Colin Focal Smexy Geezer. Thanks, Will. What did that say? Two free transfers, assistant manager slot, and João Pedro to Ndai. Activating it on slot doesn't use up a transfer. João Pedro to Ndai. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I'd probably not though. Nah, I probably would do it. I'm not a massive fan of Ndai, but all the algorithms are backing Ndai, so I might be wrong on that one. I just think long term I'd rather save a transfer and have Wissa. Yeah, I mean I reckon he'll play Evan, so that's why I'm not looking to make a transfer in goal. Even with Fabianski on the bench, he's not been playing. Daniel says, Modern Oscar, can you scrutinise my team? He's got Moyes, Gakpo, Trent, Tarkowski, Munoz, SLH. Is that Salah? Salah, Palmer, Gordon, Foden, Wood, Isak, Gakpo, Fabianski, Cliver, Howson and Castagna on the bench. So you've got Trent, Gakpo and Salah if you're Liverpool. You go Moyes, Tarkowski, nice. It's a great team, to be honest with you. The only thing I'd keep an eye on, Daniel, is, I'm sure you've looked at it, but the blanks in Game Week 29. Because those that double next week will blank in 29. And Newcastle as well. If Newcastle reach the League Cup final, they'll blank in 29. So you've got Gordon, you've got Isak, you've got triple Liverpool, Munoz as well, that likely blanks in 29. So you've got a lot of players that blank in 29. That's just one thing to keep an eye on. If you've got a free transfer and enough money, I would look at going Gordon to Mbumo. But other than that, you've got a nice team. Yeah, just keep an eye on the blanks. Ben Krellin posted the blank likelihoods if you need that for reference. Yeah, that's about all I can think to say, really. It's a nice team. Triple Liverpool and double Everton as well. Danish says, this week is a must-win in my mini-league. Triple captain or assistant manager. Well, I think the assistant manager is the most powerful chip. I mean, technically wildcard's even more powerful, but I don't know. I somehow consider the wildcard different, but you know, it's kind of like assistant manager, free hit, bench boost, triple captain. Those are the other four. And I think the assistant manager is more powerful than triple captain. So I would go assistant manager. You never know, they might use it as well, so it's irrelevant. I would just focus on your team rather than overthink about what others are doing in your mini-league. You never know what chips they could use. Simon says, it feels like whatever I do, I'm screwed. I'm thinking of wildcarding. Any objections? Yeah, I wouldn't wildcard, Simon. I would save it. Personally, I would save it. I think you'll massively regret it if you wildcard now. Because there's going to be blanks and doubles later in the season. And you're going to need that, I think, to navigate them effectively. So I want to save mine. What I might end up doing is, if I really commit to the double next week as well, by buying Watkins, for example, I might end up dead-ending my team into Game Week 29 and then just wildcard after in Game Week 30. So yeah, I would save the wildcard personally. Even if it means like a -4 or a -8, I would save it. Munach says, I've got 3 Liverpool players, no triple captain. Do I just go Moyes? It depends on your 3. Like we were talking about this earlier. If you've got Gakpo, for example, this is just opinion, but I think Gakpo to Wissa or Ndiaye to free up the money for Slot is worth it. I think that's worth it to go assistant manager Slot. Because there's a decent chance that they end up with back-to-back double game weeks. And I just think the assistant managership is so overpowered. It's already an overpowered shit, but if they get back-to-back double game weeks, the upside is insane. 5 games and 3 game weeks. Like, it's pretty rare that we get back-to-back doubles, but because Liverpool had that weather postponement, we're in this situation where it will happen if Liverpool knock Spurs out of the League Cup. So they would have Bournemouth away, Everton away, Wolves home, Villa away. In fairness, it's 3 away games, but you know Liverpool have been the best team in the league this season. And then it's City away as well, so you just decide what to do there. I think it's worth it, even if it means Gakpo out for a -4. Or Luis Diaz out for a -4. It's tricky if it's someone like Alisson, you can't free up the money in one transfer. Maybe not for a -8. In that case, I'd just go Moyes. Why are you not getting Ndiaye? I think Ndiaye is a really good option. But it feels like it might be quite tight for transfers in my team. Because there's the blank in 29, where I could have my Liverpool players blank, Isak blank him, Munoz blank him. But now on top of that, if Villa get the double next game week, I'm probably going to want to buy a Villa player. And Villa, if they double next week, they'll blank in 29. So I'll be buying another player that blanks. Or maybe Spurs pull off an upset and they knock Liverpool out. Then I'm going to need that transfer to sell Slot for like Marco Silva, for example. So I just think Vissa's probably better longer term. I don't know, I can't shake this feeling that Ndiaye might be a little bit like double game week fever. And then I buy Ndiaye, and then I get to like game week 25 and I'm like, oh, why have I got Ndiaye? Don't get me wrong, there's a good chance he gets something against Leicester, but what if he doesn't? What if he blanks in both games? I know you could say that about any player, but what's he scored? Like 4 goals this season? Whereas Wissa, like, he's got amazing fixtures. He scored 10 goals, 3 assists. So that's just kind of my thinking with Wissa versus Ndiaye. I might end up being wrong about this one. Like, if Ndiaye gets a goal against Leicester today, then like fair play, I was wrong. But it's also long term. I should say that. It's also long term. How does Wissa compare to Ndiaye longer term? Because I'm going to start Wissa every week. Do I really want to be starting Ndiaye every week? It's a bit of a ramble that, but that's kind of why Wissa for me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Sci-Hi says I've got both, so take that. Fair play. If you got both, then even better. Yeah, like if you've got Isak, Wissa, and Ndiaye, that's a nice front 3. Anurag says, hi Oscar, help with this team please. Pickford, Trent, Gabriel, Cole, Hall, Greaves, Salah, Palmer, Ahmad, Sarr, Semenyo, Isak, João Pedro and Wood. Only 2 pool players, 1 for each transfer, 2.1 mil in the bank. So should I get Slot or a third pool? Also hit more doublers. So yeah, if I was you, I think you're in a great position here because you're on double Liverpool and you've got the money to buy Slot. I wouldn't buy a third Liverpool. I'd go for Slot 100%. And in terms of the transfer, you could do Wood to Wissa. That's the same move that I made. You could do that. Maybe what's actually better, yeah, maybe I'll do this actually, is you go Hall to Tarkowski or Mikalenko. Because Hall's likely to blank in game week 29, so you're selling someone that blanks in 29 for someone that definitely doesn't, and you're buying someone that has a double this week, so technically you're gaining 2 fixtures out of who you bring in. So yeah, I would do that. Buy Slot and then go Hall to Tarkowski or Mikalenko, Anurag. And yeah, you don't even have to take a -4 hit, and you've got double Everton, Double Liverpool plus slot. Yeah, really nice. Do that. Come, bit behind the chat. Bear with me, guys. Morning, John. How we doing? Sorry I can't read all these messages. Apologies, everyone. I wish I could. Let me work through these. Enshock says, start Ahmad over Gordon or Wood, or should I bench? Ahmad over Gordon or Wood, or should I bench? Nah, I wouldn't start Ahmad over either of those. I'd probably start Wood. Oh, you're saying you start Wood and Gordon? Yeah, no, start Wood and Gordon. I wouldn't start Ahmad over either of those personally. Like Gordon home to Fulham, that's fine. Wood home to Brighton, that's fine. Start both of those. Adam says, I've ballsed it up. He's got Gakpo instead of ahead of the price rise. He's now thinking assistant manager of Double Gameweek 25. Should I take a hit to get Gakpo out to use a chip? I've got Trent and Salah. I think I would, Adam, if Gakpo to Wissa or Ndiaye frees up enough money. My opinion, personally, I just think Gakpo to Wissa is probably worth it. Even for a -4. Because the assistant manager is so powerful. This applies to anyone in that same situation. Like, I know loads of you bought Gakpo and now you ended up tripled up. And it's like, what do you do? I just think it's worth it to sell Gakpo, even for a hit, for Ndiaye or Wissa. Those are the two I would do it for. To free up the money to buy a slot. Could backfire, like if Gakpo smashes it, but it just makes sense to me because there's that potential back-to-back double game week for Liverpool. Amy says, 4 free transfers, nothing in the bank. Rye, Gabriel, Munoz, Bruno Salah, and Boomer, Gordon, Palmer, Wood, Isak. Benches, Mikalenko, Larson, Greaves. Thoughts, slot plans under consideration. Nothing in the bank. Okay. So don't bench Mikalenko, first of all. You absolutely start Miko. I'll start him over Gabriel. No, I'll start him over Munoz. Bench Munoz. So the question is, how do you free up the money? How many Liverpool have you got here? Just one. You just got Salah, is that right? Right. So I would. You're gonna have to work it out. Yeah, I have to do the maths on this to see if it works. But I would go Gordon down to a Bournemouth midfielder like Cliver. That frees up a lot of money. And then I would do Hall to Trent. So that's 2 moves. And then maybe Wood to Wissa or Ndiaye. And then buy slot. Just check if that math works. So Gordon to Semenyo, what's that? That frees up almost 2 million. But then you have to go Hall to Trent. Yeah, just check the maths on that. I can't work it out at the top of my head, but basically, you need to get to Trent, in my opinion. Double Liverpool, and you need to buy slot. That's the gist of it. So you could go Wood down to Ndiaye. That frees up another 1.7 mil. Those are the players I would look at, Amy. Mohit says, is getting an Everton defence or goalkeeper essential this game? It seems like getting them is overrated. What are the clean sheet odds? I'm thinking of only getting Ndiaye. No, not essential. Not essential. I mean, I'm just going to have one. And by the way, before this announcement dropped, I wasn't planning on having any Everton players. That was my plan. So, yeah, to answer your question, absolutely not. I wasn't going to have any Everton defence or any Everton players at all. Mo Omar says, hi Oscar, 3 free transfers, 0.4 mil on the bank. I like Ndiaye, by the way. I like Wissa even more, but Ndiaye's good. Mo says, 3 free transfers, 0.4. He's got Trent, Mo, Gakpo, Ndiaye, Pickford, Mr. Pickford ride. Fabianski to a 3.9 mil keeper. Assistant manager Moyes. Or Gakpo to Wissa, assistant manager slot. Yeah, I'd go for the second one. Gakpo to Wissa, assistant manager slot. But if Liverpool get back-to-back doubles, I wouldn't buy Emery. Waste of a transfer. Blue Ocean, thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for your support, Blue Ocean. Appreciate that. Geraint says, I've got triple Liverpool. Is it worth dropping one for slot? Yeah. In my opinion, it is. If anyone's in that situation, I wouldn't drop Trent. I wouldn't drop Salah. I would drop Gakpo, Luis Diaz, probably Alisson if you can do it in one move. I would do it personally, yeah. Amy says, plan is Bruno, Gordon and Wood, Larson to Kluivert, Gakpo and Ndiaye, Ahmad, and just go for slot of 3.1 mil on the bank, please suggest. No, I would do the one I said before. I would much rather Trent over Gakpo. And Dye is good. I'd get Trent instead. I would get a Bournemouth midfielder over Ahmad, probably. But Ahmad's fine as well. Bournemouth have got really nice fixtures, that's the thing. But Man United's aren't bad. So it was like Trent and Dye, Kluivert. Oh, you got Kluivert there as well. I probably wouldn't sell Strand Larsen because you can start Mikalenko, if I remember it right. I'd much rather Trent than Gakpo. I just feel he's more secure for minutes across the next 2 game weeks. Like if they've got 4 games, I'm trusting Trent more than Gakpo, but I think neither are completely nailed. Dave, thanks for your super chat. $9.99. Thanks very much. He says, I hate FPL. I really don't want Ndiaye. 3 Liverpool players, a -4 for Gakpo to Ndiaye to get slot, or take a -8 to free up money for Wissa, and then maybe go right to Pickford. Best of luck as always, mate. I think Ndiaye and a -4 is better than Wissa and a -8, I would say. I think that's better. In a straight shootout, I like Wissa marginally more than Ndiaye, but when you're factoring an extra -4, no, I wouldn't. I know you're saying right to Pickford, but not for an extra -4. Because if Pickford keeps a clean sheet, you've wiped it anyway with the -4 hit, and then it's Liverpool after that. So, yeah, I'll just do Ndiaye. He's not that bad. Like, he's got Leicester home as his first game. He's on pens. Someone's got to score the goals for them with DCL out. He's not terrible. Nihan says, Gakpo to Wissa, -4, assistant manager slot. Yeah, that's it. If anyone's got Gakpo as your 3rd Liverpool player, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I would go Gakpo to Wissa, -4, and then slot. How comes you're not assistant manager, Oscar? I will be, Ben. I will be. This is my plan. Gabriel to Tarkowski, and then slot in. And Fordy says, High Focal, Mateta to Wissa, chip on Moyes or Allison to Pickford, chip on slot. Also, Wood and Bumo in midfield for Gordon, be worth a -4. Love the content. I would say Allison to Pickford's better and go for slot, yeah. I wouldn't buy Mbumo for a -4, I don't think. Like, Gordon's home to Fulham. It feels like selling him for a hit. It's a bit mad. Just do it for free next week and do the Allison to Pickford one. What about Raya? I reckon he plays. It's probably just Arteta mind games, but you never know with Arteta. Like, it's the boy who cried wolf with him now. Play Hall or Aina? I'd play Hall. Why Tarkowski? He's just got better. It's not significantly better, but like he's got twice as good XGI this season and mins per XGI. See here. I mean, this is confirmation bias, but last season Spurs had a double game week, and I ended up going for Romero just because he had the better underlying numbers, and Romero ended up scoring. So top table here is this season. So 2.61 XGI for Tarkowski, Mikalenko 1.13, so more than twice as good. Same for minutes per. Last season again, Tarkowski was the best of the Everton defenders, 5.34, Mikalenko 2.57. And also notice this, interestingly, headed goal attempts conceded this season. Leicester 77, more than any team. So don't get me wrong, they're both going to probably end up with the same score, but I thought, why not just take a chance? I don't need the money for anything necessarily. I couldn't see anywhere that I'd need the 0.4, so I thought, why not go Tarkowski? Mikalenko seems to be the popular one, but I feel like they're equally good. Maybe Tarkowski slightly better. Will says, hi Oscar, start Cole or Gabriel? Probably Gabriel. Yeah, I think Gabriel. Home to City. Don't really trust Chelsea defence, but I'm going to keep Colwell. Because I like these back-to-back games here. Southampton home, Leicester home. I've got to keep him for that. But yeah, I'd start Gabriel. Joel says, I've got Sarr and Elanga. I'm planning to bring in Rodgers for the double game week. What are your thoughts? Or should I bring in someone from Bournemouth? So you've got Sarr and Elanga. You're planning to get Rodgers. Yeah, the double's not guaranteed yet, Joel, but it will happen if Liverpool knock Spurs out, which there's a good chance of happening, I suppose. Yeah, tricky one. Yeah, probably Rodgers. I'd say Rodgers, but just check you're not leaving yourself in trouble in game week 29, because if Villa double next game week, they'll blank in game week 29. Obviously, you can still use your free hit in 29. That might be what lots of people do. I might even end up doing that myself if I go too all in before that. Because the other problem is, right, you get to game week 29, say everything goes as expected, Salah blanks, Isak blanks. Do you really want to sell Salah and Isak in game week 29 and lose all that money you've got tied up on them? Isak less so, because I might end up selling him next week anyway for Watkins if he doubles, but like Salah as well. So maybe free hit in 29 is the solution, and you retain money. You can just flip over to Haaland, for example. You can go triple City. You know, you can get Haaland, Foden and Vardy. But yeah, right now I'm trying to like hedge my bets and just not over-invest, which makes Everton pretty decent to buy, because you're buying someone that doubles now and you're buying someone that definitely plays in game week 29. I think they've got West Ham home in 29. Did you take Tarkowski out? No, not yet. I'm going to bring him in during this stream. I'm just doing it a bit nearer the deadline, just in case. It's not going to make any difference, but I like to just do stuff as late as possible, just in case there's any last-minute news and leaks and that sort of thing. VS says, hi Oscar, which defender should I get for 5.2 mil this game week? I have to sell Van Dijk to make space for slot. I would get Mikalenko or Tarkowski. If you don't have any use for that 0.4 mil at any point, then I like Tarkowski. I'm buying him. Mikalenko's great though for 4.4. I'd go for one of those. Pradia says, how comes having 3 Liverpool assets, 2 plus Gakpo, isn't better than the assistant manager chip? Please explain the points prediction wise. So, I mean, in terms of FPL review projections, right? These are the assistant manager projections for the next 2 weeks. So, slots predicted 14.4 and then 13.7. If we compare that to Gakpo, if I recall, Gakpo's on something like 7 projected points for this game week. Next game week, I'm not sure what he'll be on. Let's say it's about the same. So, assistant manager is basically just better than having Gakpo. And also, the thing with Gakpo is, like, he's not 100% going to play all 4 games if they get back-to-back doubles. If I'm honest, I'd be surprised if he does. Jota's back in training. They've got Darwin. Luis Diaz is available. So, yeah, does he even play all 4 games? That's the other thing. Plus, they've got the League Cup and the FA Cup. So, in my head, Salah, who's nailed, Trent, who's should be nailed, is better than having Gakpo and not being able to use the assistant manager chip. Now, this is interesting. Fulham, 13.2 projected points if they double in 25. So, the other approach you can take is you go for Moyes. Where's he? 10.9 this week. And then you switch to Marco Silva, or you switch to Emery, depending on who doubles. They're projected about the same. Either Fulham will double or Villa will. So you could just go for Moyes and then switch, and you get to keep Gakpo. That's the other approach. But obviously, if you work out the maths, it's slightly less predicted points. Mark says, Greaves over Gabriel for the clean sheet. Also, Robinson or Munoz. An exciting couple of game weeks ahead. Good luck, everyone. Great, you reckon? Right, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like Southampton score. They've been a bit unlucky. Like, they've definitely played better on a Juric, and they've been a bit unlucky not to get any results. I'd just be surprised if Ipswich shut them out, if I'm honest, because this is a game where they'll look at and they think, we've got to get something out of this one. Like, non-negotiable, we have to. Paredes, thanks for becoming a member as well. Appreciate that. Thanks for your support. Where did I get to here? So you said, yeah, Greaves over Gabriel. Yeah, I think that's 50-50. Like, City might score as well, to be honest, against Arsenal at the Emirates. Robinson or Munoz? Robinson, who's he got? He's got Newcastle, Munoz, Man United. Probably Munoz. Yeah, I'd go Munoz. Playing against a weaker defence. Sakev says, I have triple Liverpool. Salah, Trent and Van Dijk. And Everton, Pickford, Mikalenko and Dye. No free transfers. A bench of Sells, Gabriel, Enzo, Rogers. What would you do? Is the bench boost an option? Sells, Gabriel. No, I wouldn't bench boost. I don't think I'd bench. It's a solid bench, but I don't think I'd bench boost, no. How much have you got in the bank? That's the only question I've got. Because it's tricky, you know, when you're on triple Liverpool and triple Everton, it's like, do you sell a Liverpool player for someone that doesn't double to get a slot? Like, you could do Van Dijk to Konsa. That might be worth considering. Because Villa probably double in 25. But I think in your scenario, triple captain or just don't use a chip at all is fine. If it was me, I'd think I'd be tempted to go Van Dijk to Konsa. As mad as that sounds. I think Villa have got Wolves this week, so that's not bad. If you need to start him. And then they've got the probable double next week, including Ipswich home. These are the potential Game Week 25 fixtures and what needs to happen, if anyone's not aware. Geeky Cypriot says Slot and Visser or Gakpo and Moyes for the double game week. And then Cliver for Gordon next week to bring Slot in for the potential double. No, I would go... Well, that doesn't work. If you've got Gakpo, then you can't do Cliver in because you're on triple Liverpool still. I would go Slot and Visser. Oh, you mean you're going to transfer in Gakpo? No, I'd go Slot and Visser. 100%. Slot and Visser's the one there. Mason says, only way to activate assistant manager is to go -8. Is it worth it? It really depends on who you're buying and selling. -8, I'd say, is right on the edge of what I feel would be okay. Like, if it was Gakpo to Wissa or Ndai, you know, and like Kanate to Mikalenko, something like that, I think that's right on the edge of being okay to do. But it's hard to answer that without knowing. Napstar says 3 free transfers plus 1.8 mil in the bank. What should I do? Pickford, Trent, Hall, Munoz, Timber, Vardiel, Salah, Palmer, and Bumo, Kluivert, Martinelli, Gakpo, and Dye and Wissa. 3 free transfers. So you've got Pickford, Trent, Salah, Gakpo, and Dye doubling. So is that double Liverpool? Triple? Ah, tricky one, this one. So you don't have Isak. I wouldn't buy Isak, by the way. It's just interesting. I've not seen many teams without him. What would I do here? Because the solution for many is you go Gakpo to Ndai or Wissa to buy a slot, but you've already got Ndai and Wissa. And you've already got Mbumo, Kluivert. You got triple Everton as well. Pickford and Dye. Is there a third one? I think I would just go for Moyes here. You go for Moyes, keep your other 2 transfers, and then you go Moyes to one of the managers that doubles next week, whether that's Silva or Emery. Yeah, I think you've only got double Everton here, if I'm not mistaken. So I would do that. I would buy Moyes, keep your other 2 transfers, and then next week you can either sell Gakpo then for Watkins, for example, and transfer to Slot, or you keep Gakpo and you just go to Silva or Emery, depending on who doubles next week, and you can spend your other transfers still on whatever players double. Yeah, I hope that makes sense, Napstars. Samuel says, UK heavy snow forecast from the 12th of February, the day of the Merseyside derby, and possibly leads into Game Week 25. That's 11 days away. There's no way there's an accurate forecast 11 days away. There's not a chance. But imagine that if there's another postponement. I don't know, we'll have to see. I mean, I'm not overthinking it. I'm not overthinking like heavy snow now. Maybe that's why they've been so proactive with the rescheduling. Maybe they're worried about more weather issues, but it's not one to overthink that. But yeah, that'd be a massive plot twist. FPL Worm says surely not. I mean, surely not more weather postponements. Erlen says, why don't we get profits after selling? You do get profits. For every 0.2 mil that a player rises, you get 0.1 back. So if you bought Salah for 12.5 mil, and then he's gone up twice to 12.7, you sell him for 12.6. That's how it works with getting the profits. Every 0.2 they rise is 0.1 profit. Yamei says, Ahmad, Gordon, Welbeck, bench 1. I would bench Welbeck out of those three. Start Ahmad, start Gordon. Miro says, made an early transfer to bring in Trent from -4. I now have 3 options. Play triple captain. Bring in Moyes from -8. Or go slot from -12. I think I'll go with triple captain. Thoughts? Yeah, I wouldn't take a -12 for slot. I feel like that's a reach. I probably wouldn't take a -8 for Moyes either. Yeah, I think I'd just stick it out with the triple captain, Miro. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about a -8 for Moyes, -12 for Salah. I think that's a reach, yeah. Triple captain. Bobby says, morning Oscar, I will sue if there's no double game week 25. Good luck. Yeah, and we'll see. That's what I need to remind everyone. Like, nothing's guaranteed. This is a graphic from Mikhail Tokvam that shows the projected number of fixtures for teams for double game week. So this is handy for looking at 25 and for game week 29. So you see here, Liverpool 1.71. That means obviously they've definitely got one game. There's a 71% chance that they'll have the second. So for Tottenham and Fulham, it's just 29, because that's obviously the alternative. Chelsea and Arsenal, just a 16% chance of doubling. But also look at the 29 column. Those are basically the percentage likelihoods that they'll have a game that week. So that's something to keep in mind, because Liverpool, Newcastle, Palace and Villa likely to blank in 29. Izzy says, triple captain Salah or assistant manager chip if assistant manager went to triple captain. I mean, it's team dependent, but for me, the assistant manager is the priority. But I mean, there are scenarios where triple captain makes more sense. But if you're on triple Liverpool and you've got someone like Gakpo, in my opinion, selling Gakpo for someone like Wissa or Ndai to use the assistant manager makes sense. Or if you're on double Liverpool, then just go for assistant manager. In terms of the triple captain, there will be another double game week later in the season. That double though, it might be better to bench boost or free hit. It's too early to say what's best. So you might end up just triple captain in a single. You know, like Palmer, he's got Southampton home and Leicester home coming up. Those are 2 opportunities if it makes sense to use it in a single. But yeah, for me, assistant manager takes priority over what am I saying? Assistant manager takes priority over the triple captain this week. Hope that makes sense. That's what I would do if you've got both chips still. And Ad says Trent or Gakpo from -4 for slot assistant manager. No, I'd much rather have Trent over Gakpo. These are the projected points for double game week 24, and you can see Trent's actually second after Salah. So for me, Trent's absolutely not a sell. It's interesting Szoboszlai is above Gakpo. I mean, Szoboszlai is 74 projected minutes, Gakpo is 68. That's, I mean, there's nothing in it to be fair. 7.9, 7.7. Alisson's up there. Pickford's the top for the Everton players, and Bumo. Right, guesses in the chat then. Who's going to be the top scorer of double game week 24? I don't think anyone got it last week. Dango, 21 pointer. Big shout out to that one manager in the world that triple captained him. and ended up getting to go to meet Dango at Bournemouth and do a stadium tour. Who's it going to be this week? Guesses in the chat. Palmer. You know what? It wouldn't even surprise me if, after all the double gaming hype, it's Palmer. Has to be Salah. Yeah, I mean, Salah is probably the obvious bet. And Watkins, Rogers, McAllister. Classic FPL, it's going to be Murillo. Focal, save us. I'm here, Pete. What's the problem? Watkins, Salah, Delap, Wissa. Salah. What's your plan? Asked Max. My plan is I'm looking to go Gabriel to Tarkowski. That frees up enough money to buy a slot. And then I'll activate the assistant manager on slot. So I'll have Salah, Trent, Tarkowski, that double plus slot, which seems fine to me. And basically, I have to hope that Liverpool get the double in 25. If Liverpool get knocked out by Spurs, then that is such a massive spanner in the works. Also, if Arsenal come back from 2-0 down from the first leg and knock Newcastle out, that's also a massive spanner in the works. Because I'll have sold Gabriel, but it's fairly unlikely that they'll come around from 2-0 down, playing home second leg, but you never know. OP Talent says, I've got 3 Liverpool, no free transfers. Triple captain Salah 25, assistant manager 25. Leaves a free transfer for a 25 double player instead of assistant manager Moyes 24. Using it, my only free transfer on an assistant manager in 25 switch. Is it a good idea? Yeah, it depends on your triple up, that's the thing. For anyone that, as I keep saying, if anyone's on a triple up, that includes Gakpo. In my opinion, this is just an opinion, selling Gakpo for Ndai or Wissa to free up the money, but also to free up the third Liverpool spot, to buy a slot is worth it. Even if it's a -4 in my view. And also you're saving yourself a transfer next week, because you'd have to, if you buy Moyes this week, you're booking in a transfer next week, so there's that as well. Turn this jam up. I don't want to turn up too loud. I always get complaints the music's too loud, and it's not happened so far, so I think I've got the balance right finally. Oh yeah, so 67% are using the assistant manager, 19% triple captain, 2% other, 12% none. Alright, captain poll then. Who's your captain? I think I can only go Trent, Salah and other, can't I? Surely no one's going Gakpo. But if you go other, then message in chat, who is your other? The poll is up. Music's loud, mate. Damn it. How are we doing, Senya Love? Morning, Oscar. Wishing you a good gaming. Love you. Wissa or Ndai? Well, I went Wissa. Personally. Just because I'm running out of transfers, and long term, I just feel like Wissa's better than Ndai. But if you've got loads of transfers, I think Ndai's great. But I just can't help but think Wissa might actually be better longer term. Like, let's say Villa double in 25. I'm probably going to go Isak to Watkins. So I'm really playing it tight then, because Villa would then blank in game at 29, if that makes sense. Or say Liverpool get knocked out of the League Cup, then I'm going to have to transfer slot to Marco Silva, probably. So, you know, whereas if I buy and die, I'm going to want to sell him straight after the double, probably. I don't really want to keep him. So I'm trying not to take the bait of the double gaming, but don't get me wrong, I think he's a solid option in die. Did I answer this? Is this a manager Lisa? Probably if I answer your question, OP Talent. My brain is fried, I'll be honest, like trying to work out what to do with my team. Did I answer your question about the triple captain? Assistant manager? Yeah, I did. I was saying it depends on your triple up, didn't I? Martin Ellicott, says Ryan to Pickford or Aina to Mikalenko to a forward slot as assistant manager. I like Aina to Miko more. Yeah, go Ian into Miko. Like, Forest have got pretty rough games coming up now. Bournemouth's not bad. Brighton's not bad this week, but I would rather go Miko than sell Raya to buy slot. Jay Will says, you're not worried about Raya no-show? A little bit, but I think he'll be fine. It's probably just Arteta mind games. Probably. Well, do you remember before this happened, didn't it? Who remembers before? Raya was flagged, and then during the deadline stream, he was spotted at the hotel. Do you remember that? And I think that was the week I wildcarded, and I just took the chance on getting Raya, because I thought it's probably just like Arteta nonsense. I'm hoping it's just more of the same before a huge game against City. Massam says, hi Oscar, Trent Tarkowski, slot to assistant manager -4, is it worth it? Nah, probably not if you're selling Trent, no. Probably not selling Trent for -4. Javu says, I've already got Pickford and Trent. I've got 4.5 mil to get a defender. Should I get Mikolenko or a different team? Yeah, go Miko. He's the best option for that or under. 4.4 mil. Rahul says, Wood to Gakpo, Gordon to Mbeumo, and Sells to Pickford, Salah captain. I'm not using triple captain or assistant manager. Fair enough. Have you already made those moves? If not, I would rather go Wood to someone cheaper and go assistant manager and not get Gakpo, but it's up to you. I don't understand not using a chip though. Like, if you've got your triple captain and you're not using assistant manager, I don't understand why you wouldn't triple captain Salah. Or, he says, or Wood to Gakpo, Gordon to Mbeumo, and Rodgers to Kluivert. No, I prefer the first one. Don't sell Rodgers. Rodgers is probably going to double in 25 if Liverpool knocks Spurs out of the League Cup. So definitely don't sell Rodgers. Sells to Pickford's better, but I don't understand not triple captain him. You have to use it, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're going to have way more chips than double game weeks. So you're going to have to triple captain a single game week if you don't use it on Salah. If you're not using assistant manager as well. Crispy Bacon says, can you explain your reasoning why Tarkowski over Miko? Yeah, let me find that graphic again. Where was it? Like I was saying earlier, this is honestly very wishful thinking, but he's got better underlying numbers this season, like 2.61 XGI, Miko's 1.13. Last season, 5.34 XGI for Tarkowski, 2.57 for Mikolenko. Better minutes per XGI as well. And then headed goal attempts conceded, 77 for Leicester. So I just looked at it and I thought, I don't actually need the 0.4 mil for anything. So then why not just take a punt on Tarkowski? Because no one's going there. Maybe that's for like a good reason, but I just thought, why not? The underlying data slightly favours Tarkowski. And I've got a bit of confirmation bias because I did a similar thing last season. I bought Romero when Spurs had a double game week and Romero scored. So now I'm looking at that thinking, why not give it a go again? Let me take a breather. Hang on. Tea. We've got about an hour till the deadline. Thank you everyone for tuning into the stream. If you have enjoyed it so far, do hit like and hit subscribe as well. I do these streams every game week and I make FPL videos if you didn't know that. So, scout selection. Let us know in chat, how many players have you got from the scout? They've got Pickford in goal, Trent, Hall and Milenkovic, Salah captain, Palmer, and Mbeumo, Elanga, Isak, Gakpo and Ndiaye. How many of you guys got? Rahul says, no triple captain Salah because Liverpool both away games, especially Bournemouth. I think it'll be tough given their form. Yeah, but my question is, Rahul, when are you going to use it then? Because Liverpool could only have one more double game week now after next week. Are you going to use it next week instead? You've probably thought about it more than me, but I just think it doesn't make sense to use no chip at all when you've got triple captain and assistant manager. 6, 9, 8. You remind me of Alex O'Connor. I don't know who that is. Who's Alex O'Connor? Is that an insult? Alex O'Connor. Oh, him. Oh, he's brilliant. I've seen him on TikTok a lot. He's way, way more intelligent than me. He's the one that talks to Chat GPT, isn't it? And other stuff I'm sure he's done. 7, 4. So I've got Trent, Salah, Palmer and Bumo. Isak. Yeah, just 5 for me. Just 5. Who's your assistant manager? I'm going to be going for Slot. I'm going for Slot. Salah says 2 free transfers, 0.3 in the bank. I've got triple Liverpool, Mo Gakpo, Trent, and triple Everton. Dyer, Miko, Pickford. All chips available. What should I do? Can you afford Gakpo to Wissa to buy Slot? I'm not sure if you can. Gakpo. How much is Gakpo? Maybe just about can. Gakpo. He's 7.6. So I think you can. Yeah, I would do that. Keep your second transfer. I'd go Gakpo to Wissa and buy Slot. Personally, I think he'll have like 0.1 mil left in the bank. 7.6 minus 6.3 is 1.3. 0.3 in the bank. Yeah, you'll have 0.1 mil left in the bank. That's what I would do. Gakpo to Wissa and then assistant manager Slot. If anyone's joining the stream late, the reason assistant manager is suddenly really popular is because Liverpool have got a good chance of doubling in 25. If they knock Spurs out the League Cup, they'll have back-to-back double game week. So that's why people are looking at the assistant manager now. Mo says, thoughts on Raya to Pickford from -4 to get Slot. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. That makes sense. If there's no better way to do it. You're only on double Liverpool then, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Which 6 mil forward? So if you can't afford Wissa, then probably in Dye. Konate or Gomez? I would say Konate. Yeah, Gomez. I mean, Gomez is back up to Konate, so definitely not Gomez. Right. Who do you reckon the most transferred in player is this week? Do you reckon it's Gakpo? Or is it someone like Trent? Let's have a look. Holy, 1.1 million have bought Gakpo. 1.1 million. That's crazy, because I guess that means, 1.1 million. Probably almost all of those aren't going assistant manager, are they? Because they're probably tripled up already. I think my chat's frozen as well. It definitely has. Either my chat's frozen or everyone's seen enough and left. Let me refresh this. Bear with me. Cliver second and Dye Pickford. Are we still live? Oh no. Oh yeah, there we are. Are we back? Yeah, we are. Alright, apologies. I think we're all good now. So that's the most transferred in. Most transferred out is Wood. Let me refresh the numbers. 434,000, and then Raul Jimenez. This graphic here is from FF Stuff, by the way. Raul, Gordon, João Pedro, Raya, Jackson, Palmer. 189,000 selling Palmer. No Gakpo there, so interesting. I thought more would be selling Gakpo to go Slot assistant manager, but guess not. Napstar says bench 2 defenders, Trent, Hall, Munoz, Timber, or Vardio, and bench 1 midfielder, Kluivert or Martinelli. So defenders first. You start Trent, you start Hall. I would bench Munoz and I'd bench Vardio. Bench Munoz and Vardio, and then I'd probably start Clive. Would I? probably, yeah, I'd start Cliver just about. He's got the pens. They've both got home fixtures. He's having a better season, Cliver. Yeah, I'd start Cliver over Martinelli. Bench Martinelli, Munoz, and Vardiol. Right, I almost forgot as well. We're going to do a giveaway in a second for season membership premium on where is it? On my app. If anyone's not got my app, FPL Focal in the App Store. We're going to give away premium for the entire rest of the season. So if you've got the app, or you can go to fpl.page, log in, and in the top left corner there'll be like a tap to hide ads thing. You go to that and it'll ask you to put a code in. You put the code in that I'm about to show on screen and you'll get the entire rest of the season premium completely free. So I'm going to put the code on screen in a second, but I'll give you a chance to get ready. And yeah, this is for fpl.page, that's the URL, or the FPL Focal app. So get ready. Yeah, you get some nice perks. You can customize the layout, you can change the color themes, you can add and remove widgets, and obviously it supports the running costs as well. It's only £1.49 if you're interested. It supports the running costs. And also you get the first month completely free if you don't get the code. But I'm going to put the code on screen now. The code is that. Hello Moisey. There's 5 up for grabs, so the first 5 to enter the code, you get season membership completely free on the FPL Focal app or fpl.page. And if you're not lucky enough to get it in time, then you can still get the first month free anyway if you want to support it. It's very expensive running the app and the website, so if you want to support it, then that's massively appreciated. Hello Moisey. Let me check when the codes get claimed, and then we'll hop back over. But yeah, if anyone just wants to support the website, you could try it out for an entire month for free. You can cancel it if you don't like it. Code is Hello Moisey. One's gone so far. Clean sheet odds. Okay. Last chance to claim that code. Hello Moisey. TLF Football got one. Hello Moisey spelled Moyesy. Alright, clean sheet odds. Well done to those that got it. So it does have separate odds, by the way, for Liverpool and Everton here, not combined. So we've got Liverpool 41% away at Everton, then we've got Everton 41% as well, playing home to Leicester today. And then Liverpool again 26% playing away at Bournemouth, and Everton at 15% playing against Liverpool. Yeah, just seen all the codes have been claimed now. Well done those that got it. Enjoy. So yeah, my transfer plans. I'm going to sell Gabriel for Tarkowski in a minute, and I'm going to buy Slot. So that'll get me triple Liverpool, Tarkowski, Slot assistant manager. Captain Poll, 93% Salah, 4% Trent, 3% other. Napstars with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Napstar, for your gifted memberships. Appreciate your support. Thank you very much for that. Let's get the confetti cannon going. Thanks for your support, Napstar. If you got the membership from Napstars, then make sure you thank him. Snickerboa, JR, Faddy, Baumstark, and Sam got it. Have you missed the experts team? There's the scout selection. There it is. Yeah, after the trial ends, what did that say? After the trial ends, you'll charge £0 a month. Yeah, it's complete. You get it for free, basically. The first month's completely free, even if you don't use a coupon. So you could claim a free month and then cancel straight away if you want, but ideally don't do that because then I don't get anything. Did I do Bertman's question? I forget now. 3 free transfers, 1 mil in the bank. You have Trent, Salah and Gakpo and buy Wissa. Gakpo to Wissa. You've already sold Cunha for Ndai. Thoughts? Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, Gakpo to Wissa, buy a slot, Bertman. It's worth it in my opinion. I just think the upside's way higher than keeping Gakpo. Because it's the the potential of the back-to-back doubles is just so massive. I just think it's worth it. Thank you again, Napstars, for the support. Appreciate that, mate. Did I miss a message from Napstars as well? What did he say? Napstars says bench 2 defenders. Oh no, I did do that earlier, right? Yeah. I was trying to see if he said anything else after that. Mark says Gabriel might double soon. Why not move Bruno on? I'm just not sure about selling Bruno. Might be a mistake, but the fixtures aren't that bad, are they? Like Palace home, Spurs away, Everton away, Ipswich home. Arsenal's not great, but then GW24, Leicester away, definitely doesn't blank. In my head, I think it's worth taking a chance. Arsenal don't double in 25. And the thing is, Mark, like, Bruno's not bad, famous last words. Probably his famous last words. I just think he's not bad to keep hold of those fixtures. But also, and again, this could be famous last words, but the bookies' odds are massively backing Newcastle to get to the League Cup final. Arsenal were 2-0 down from the first leg, and Arsenal are playing away. So they don't have to overcome being 2 down to knock Newcastle out and to double in 25. The only other option I liked was Wood to Ndai and Munoz to Mikalenko. And maybe I'll regret not doing that, but I just thought I'd rather Wissa and take the chance on Arsenal not doubling in 25. But yeah, it's really tricky. Spook says, panic set in. I just went -4 for slot. Let's actually do a hit poll. So we go none, -4, -8, -12 or more. Get your votes in if anyone's taken a hit. Or even if you're not, just go none on the poll. Baumstark says, oh, my chat has crashed. Let me refresh that. Baumstark said, can you take a look at my team? You already did Wood to Ndai, Castagna to Miko, Eze to Mbumo for a -4. 0.4 mil, no free transfers. You want to go assistant manager? Okay, I will. But ideally, don't send IDs, guys, because it's messy to find it in the background. I've got to do it in another tab here. Hang on. That sounds really ungrateful. I didn't mean it to come across like that. It's just messy to find the ID and paste it in and so on. So here's your team. So, and then you went Wood to Ndai, Castagna to Mikalenko, Eze to Mbumo. And you've got 0.4 mil on the bank. So are you on triple Liverpool? You've got Alisson, Trent. Yeah, that's the problem though. There's no way to do it. You'd have to take a -8. People sending full IDs ruins the stream. They don't mean it that way. I understand why people do it. It's just a general rule that I've had to implement because it gets messy looking at the IDs. I don't know. I think you can't go assistant manager because you have to take a -8 to sell Alisson, which doesn't seem worth it. I'd probably. If you can find a way to free up the money, then you could go assistant manager Moyes. But yeah, that's all I would do. I wouldn't take a -8 to use it on slot to sell Alisson. That just seems like a stretch to me. Weck says, hey Oscar, start Mateta or Kluivert. Eze's injured. No, I'd still start Mateta. start Mateta over Kluivert. Like, Kluivert, he's got Liverpool. I know he's smashing it recently, but I'd rather start Mateta. They're both on pens. Better fixture for Mateta. Jan says, bench one out of João Pedro, Kluivert and Rodgers. Kluivert, I would say. Yeah, again, Kluivert. So 63% not taking a hit. But about 1 in 4 taking a hit. A lot of hits this week. Jan says bench 1. Sorry, I did that one. It was J Pups. J Pups says 0.1 in the bank, 2 free transfers. You want to roll to do Isaac to Havertz / Watkins next game week. But to get Moyes now, should I do Saad to Dango or Gordon to Rodgers? Or Mateta to Wissa? Yeah, I see what you're saying. You want to get Moyes now, though? I think Gordon to Rodgers makes the most sense to me. Because he's got Wolves anyway, and he's got Ipswich. Plus, he's got that potential double. Like, he's odds-on favourites to get a double next week. That's got the most upside to me. If the double happens, of course. So, I would go for that. But, yeah, I would do that. I'm guessing you can't get to slot easily. Like, if anyone's joined the stream late, the general message, this is my opinion, is I think it's worth going Gakpo to Wissa or Ndiaye, even for a -4, to then activate it on slot. Oh, sorry, Dave. Dave said, I'm stuck. I used my 3 free transfers, and I've got Salah, Trent, and Gakpo, 0.7 mil in the bank. Triple captain Salah, or -4 Gakpo straight out to get slot. Sorry, I missed that, Dave. I would go Gakpo out for a -4. Yeah, rather than triple captain. That's what I would do. If I was on triple Liverpool myself and I had Gakpo, I'd be selling Gakpo. It does seem mad, and it could go wrong because obviously it's a double game week. Like, he smashed it last week, but the assistant manager's just such an overpowered chip. Like we were saying earlier, if Liverpool, it might not happen, but let's say they win 1-0 and 2-0 in this double game week. That's 19 points from slot. 19. And then you've got another double to come next week if Liverpool knock Spurs out of the League Cup. So I just think it's worth it. Like, and also, can you count on Gakpo to start every game? With Jota and Darwin and Diaz all options for slot. So in my head, it just makes sense to have 2 players more reliable for minutes, like Salah and Trent. And then your third Liverpool slot goes on slot and hope that he gets the double on 25 as well. Yuma says slot Gakpo and Gordon to Watkins and Rodgers -8. Or you go Moyes, just Gordon to Rodgers and assistant manager -4. No wildcard, no triple captain, no free transfer. Plan 1 means no third Liverpool against Wolves and Southampton. Southampton? Are you talking about much later, Southampton? Or I can go for 2 Aston Villa and Bournemouth. In my plans now, from now to game week 29, no other. I mean, that first one is huge upside. If you're betting big on Liverpool and Villa doubling in 25, and I think it's about a 75% chance of happening, so it is pretty likely, right? Like, Spurs have to get knocked out by Liverpool in the League Cup. Spurs have got so many players out injured. They do have players starting to come back, in fairness, but they're going to Anfield as well. So I quite like that first option, you know. And you just bet on the double game week 25 happening. And if it doesn't happen, then you just sell slot next week for it'll be Marco Silva, because he'll double if Liverpool get knocked out the League Cup. Would I take the -4 from Moyes? Probably not. I think I'd go for the first option. Yeah, Watkins and Rodgers. Watkins is nice now as well, because I'm sure you guys saw, like, Duran's gone to the Saudi League, and that was always the underlying problem of Watkins this season. Duran, he was eating away at his minutes, sometimes starting ahead of him. That's no longer a thing. Like Watkins is just completely nailed now. You'll play 90 pretty much every match, so yeah. Hitik says, I got Gakpo earlier. Don't want to drop 3 Liverpool for slot -4 or Moyes. I could only see them battered by Rude Ball and then take another -4 for Emery. Is it better to miss the upside and keep the chip than misplay? No, honestly, I do think it's worth Gakpo to Wissa or Ndiaye if that frees up enough money for slot. Just because of the upside of the chip. Like, look at the projected points here for the managers. Just the next 2 game weeks, Slot's projected 28 projected points on FPL Review. 28 for the next 2. And obviously it's a 3 game week chip. I just filled this to the next 2 to look at the potential doubles in 25. 28 points. And all it's going to cost you is 4 points and then 1.5 mil budget. Yeah, I'm good, Yazan. Hope you're well, mate. Our Juggernaut says, I've got Sanchez and Fabianski. Should I do a -4 for Pickford? I actually would. In your situation because I've put it in the news actually on the left hand side in the news widget. Sanchez may lose his spot. Maresca was asked about this and he said he hadn't decided who's going to start in goal. And the problem was he made another mistake, Sanchez, against Man City. I think that's 5 mistakes, 5 errors that have led to goals now. No one's made more mistakes leading to goals than Sanchez. So I look at it and I think there's a good chance that Jurgensen comes in. And Ariel is going to probably play ahead of Fabianski again. So I would actually do it, yeah. I wouldn't do it if I was sure Sanchez would play, but I'm not. So I would do it, yeah. Tuna says, Wood to Ndiaye. I've got 4 double gameweek players now. Assistant manager slot. I prefer Wissa to Ndiaye. I feel like if anyone's done a shot every time I've said Wissa or Ndiaye, they'd be dead. But I prefer Wissa to Ndiaye. Longer term, I just think, I know he's got an extra fixture, and that extra fixture is Liverpool as well. I just think longer term, Wissa's going to be better than Ndiaye. I'd only consider dabbling with Ndiaye if I'd had like 3, 4, maybe 5 free transfers, but I'm playing it pretty tight because next week I'm going to want to buy a double gaming player. I'm probably going to go Isak to Watkins next week. Or if Liverpool don't end up doubling in 25, then I'm going to have to sell Slot. So I just thought it all out and I thought, if I get Ndiaye, I'm going to want to sell him again. I don't want to be stuck with him. I've got Strand Larsen, I don't want to be playing him. So I just don't have the depth either to be benching Ndiaye. So it just made a bit more sense in my team. Penner's React says Foden to Mbumo, Gabriel. Sorry, Tuna. Also on that, Tuna. If Wissa doesn't free up enough money, then yeah, and Ndie's fine. Penner's React says Foden to Mbumo, Gabriel to Van Dijk, -4 for Slot or triple captain. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think you've got it bang on there. Mbumo's great. I'm guessing you can't afford Trent, so if you go Salah and Van Dijk, it's fine. And go Slot, yeah, assistant manager Slot, if you've got a third Liverpool spot. As a reminder for anyone using the chip, it uses up a slot from a team, so you can't have triple Liverpool and then activate assistant manager on Slot. No, you didn't, Greg. He says, Oscar, I've had a disaster. I was playing with a dog and looking at transfers and I accidentally activated the free hit. That's a nightmare. I'm not sure if free hit can be undone either, can it? If you've made moves. Can it? I don't think it can. Are you activating assistant manager? Yeah, I'll activate it in a minute actually. Basically what I'm going to do is Gabriel to Tarkowski and then I'm going to buy a Slot. Right, as usual on these streams, my massive mug of tea has gone straight through me, so give me 2 seconds. I'll wash my hands before anyone asks. The cat's killing me. What cat? Right. Any news on Raya? Nothing on Raya, Timothy. Get the cat back. Alright, fine. I know when I'm not wanted. Any news on Raya? That cat, man. What the hell? It's so good with the background music. It goes so well with the music. Oh, I'm crying. Oh god, that's so funny. Oh dear. Any news on Raya? Nothing on Raya. Nothing on Raya. He's doubtful, that's all that's been said. I think he'll play. I'll be absolutely amazed if he misses out. I reckon that they always pre-planned Neto to play in the Champions League, and Arteta thought, I can probably just use this as an opportunity to say Raya's a doubt. FPL Focal. I reckon he'll play though. I'd be surprised, so that's why I'm not looking to take him out. Blue Boy, I missed one above. Abdul said triple captain Salah, assistant manager 25 Emery, to Guardiola to Glasner. Well, number 2 Game Week 25 Gordon to Cliver to get the money for assistant manager. 3 Double Game Week 25 sell Isaac for Watkins, but I'll lose 0.5. Are you on triple Liverpool already, Abdul? Say MediaCon, thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for your support, mate. Confetti cannon's broken. Yeah, triple captain's fine. But if you can get to slot, I think it's better than triple captain. Like if you've got Gakpo as your third, I just think he's worth selling for Wissa or Ndai and just goes for slot. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple rather than like making 2 manager transfers after this week. Yeah. I don't like using on Emery next week and then making 2 more transfers. Transfers are so precious. I'm not a huge fan of that. I would just get rid of your third Liverpool if you can. But yeah, if it's like impossible in your team setup, I don't know your setup, then triple captain's fine. And then yeah, make a call. I probably wouldn't be spending 2 transfers on assistant managers when you've got, you know, the blank Game Week 29 to prepare for as well. But yeah, Gordon to Cliver, it's really nice to free up the money, yeah. And I'm probably going to do Isaac to Watkins as well next week. Even though it means like 0.5 value, like he's got City away. Watkins would have Villa home, Liverpool home. A double home game week. A home double game week? A double home double game week. Blue Boy says, right to Pickford, Wood to Ndai, 1-3 transfer, I could afford slot. Yeah. So I'm guessing you're saying both don't free up enough. You do both for a -4 and you can get slot. Yeah, I like that. I think that's worth it. Right, I'm caught up on chat. Finally. Took me an hour and a half. Triple Everton defence. Surely not, Paul. Tarkowski or Mikalenko? Yeah, I'm going to go Tarkowski. Let me actually lock that in now. Let me just check there's no leaks or anything. Or anything that could change my plan. I don't think there is anything that could change my plan really, unless like Trent was benched or something. But no, let's just go for it. Let me refresh this. So it's going to be Gabriel to Tarkowski. Assistant manager slot. Here we go, we're doing it. 0.3 in the bank. Make transfers. Gabriel to Tarkowski, blank to slot. Confirm transfers and play assistant manager. Boom, there we go. It is active, it's done. Bench is right, yeah. Transfers made. Slot not with the Liverpool squad. Slot pulled a hamstring. Oh, honestly, if Slot gets benched now, I'm going to be fuming. That's the thing that's great about the chip. You just don't have to stress about player minutes, who's going to play, who's not. The only thing that could screw you over is a game getting called off, I suppose. I suppose that's possible, but very unlikely. Like, even if Slot gets a red card, it doesn't matter. You don't get negative points for that. Yeah, how do I sub Slot on? Drop Salah to the bench. Yeah, like, you don't get negative points if your manager gets booked or anything like that. If they leave, it's actually irrelevant. It's actually the club that you're buying, not the manager. That's just the fancy name they've given it. You know, like, say you buy some other manager and they get sacked. You still keep your chip active on that club. The manager would just be removed, but you still have the chip on that club rather than on the manager. So, like, there was that temporary window when he did the price reveals, and there was no manager for Everton. It was just Everton 0.5 mil, and then Moyes came in. So, how many hits do you want? 64% none, 26% -4, 7% -8, 2% -12 or more. Is your assistant manager active? Yes on Slot, yes on Moyes, and no. Get your votes in. New poll's just gone up. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. Hope you've enjoyed the stream so far. Do make sure you're subscribed if you're not. We've got almost 3,000 tuned in, which is awesome. Appreciate you all swinging by. Is free hit wise? No, I'd save the free hit. I would save the free hit. I think assistant manager and then triple captain are the best plays this week. In that order. I wouldn't be using any other chips. Egdo says, do you reckon it's okay to do nothing this week and start assistant manager from GW24? I still have my triple captain and I'm tripled up on Liverpool. Yeah, I don't think that's the end of the world. I do think though, even if I have my triple captain and triple Liverpool, if I could find a way for it to get rid of one that made sense in my team, like the one move I keep talking about is Gakpo to Wissa or Ndiaye. I do think I would do that to buy Slot, but it's dependent on if you can find the money for it and which third Liverpool player you've got. But in my view, it is worth it, even for a -4. You don't have yes on other. Sam, surely no one's going assistant manager on someone else, are they? I suppose they would be, but why? But why when Moyes has got double game week? Let's check the ownership. Oh, you can't fit that. Oh, there we go. Slot, 48%. By the way, these percentage ownerships are just among those that have got it active. So it's half the game does not have the chip active on Slot. 48% that have got it active got it on Slot. 35% Moyes, 4% Areola, 2.8% Emery, 2% Amorim. Fair enough. Right, let me catch up on chat. Agraya says 3 Liverpool, 1 Everton, no free transfers, nothing in the bank, -4 for assistant manager or triple captain. I would rather the -4 for the assistant manager, but it depends on what your triple Liverpool is. But yeah, I would take the hit personally. I think there's going to be a ton of hits this week. Like, we did a poll just now actually, and 1 in 4 were taking at least a -4 hit. Like, to bring this up again, these are the projected points on FPL Review. Just for the next 2 game weeks, assuming that Liverpool get that double in 25, Slot's projected 28 points. 28 for the next 2 game weeks. Like, how many is Gakpo going to get, for example? Famous Lars swears now he's going to get 28 in the next 2, but I just think surely he doesn't get 28. Maybe he will. I just think when it's back-to-back double game weeks, it's too good not to use the assistant manager. Massey says, sell one out of Milenkovic or Hall. Who to buy for 4.4 or less? I would sell Hall and I'd buy Mikalenko. Hall's likely to blank in 29. That's the thing. If they knock Arsenal out of the League Cup, which is about 84% likely according to the bookies. So he's got an 84% chance of blanking in 29. He's got bad fixtures, so I'd go Hall to Mikalenko. Kaliga, thanks for the 23 months. He says, Alisson to whom? Is it worth it for the assistant manager slot? Yeah, I would sell him. Have you got enough money in the bank? Alisson to Pickford. Just go Alisson to Pickford, keep it simple. He's got a double. He definitely plays in 29. Ricardo, thanks for the 700 ZAR. I'm not sure what currency that is, but thank you for that. It says, hi Oscar, it's looking like a crazy few weeks in FPL. I wanted to ask, who would you start between Semenyo or Vardy for this game week? I've got Salah, Palmer, Mbumo, Rogers and Dye Isak starting. I'm also playing slot. Good luck to you and everyone in the stream. Thank you, Ricardo. Appreciate that. So, Semenyo or Vardy? I think I'd play Vardy, you know. I know a lot of people are counting on an Everton clean sheet, myself included, but Semenyo against Liverpool versus Vardy versus Everton. I feel like Vardy's better, and he's on pens. But yeah, crazy few weeks for sure, because there's 100% a double game week in 25. But we're not going to know who doubles in 25 until after this deadline, obviously. The League Cup semi-finals are on the 5th and the 6th of February, and that's when we'll know who doubles in 25 and who doesn't. All we've got to go on right now is the bookies odds based on who progresses to the final. And right now, the likeliest outcome is Liverpool and Villa double in 25. Matt D says Henderson to Pickford for a -4. Hashtag FPL Focal. For a -4, nah, probably not for a -4, Matt. Like Palace's fixtures are pretty nice still for the next 5. Like they've got Everton home in there, they've got Ipswich home, Fulham away, yeah, at Villa home. Probably not for a -4, no. I'd consider it for a 3, not for a -4. 700 ZAR is £30. Holy, Ricardo, thank you very much. That's very generous, mate. Appreciate that. Thanks for your support. Confetti cannon's broken again. Dennis says bench 1 out of Rogers, Ahmad, João Pedro, or João Pedro to Wissa from -4. Nah, not for a -4. I would probably bench João Pedro away at Forest. I'd say, yeah, it's not an easy game, is it, away at Forest? I know the last couple of games, is it? They've fallen off a little bit, but away at Forest is not easy. I think you play Rogers against Wolves, Ahmad against Palace. Adam, thanks for the 13 months. He says, I wonder why nobody's talking about triple captain 24, assistant manager 25. I suppose the reason is assistant manager is more powerful than a triple captain. So logically, why wouldn't you just use it now and save the triple captain? Daddy cool, who to play, Wissa or Rogers? I play Wissa against a bare bones Spurs side, home as well. I guess that's why, Adam. Assistant manager's the most powerful chip. Like it's got potential to be too overpowered. Like last season, game week 35 to 36, Glasner got 67 points. Now obviously that's with the bonus points, which so Slot's not going to get as much as that. Though Slot does have an extra fixture. Like Glasner had 1 double game week and he got 67 points. Like 67 points. These are the rank tiers in FPL. Have a look at your total score, guys. How many points you're on. And where you are on this and how far other rank tiers are ahead of you. Like 67 points, that would take me to like 67 would take me from 41k to about 2k. Now I'm not going to get as much as that from Slot, of course, because there's no bonus, but it shows how overpowered it can potentially be. What's the expected points difference between triple captain and assistant manager? So Slot was on 14, was it 14 projected points? And Salah was on something like 12. So not massive difference. Not massive difference. Eugenia says, would you start Cole or Gabriel? I think Gabriel. Start Gabriel over Colwell. Why is that going off every time now? There we go. Right, let's take a screenshot of my team and share it. I always post my team on like Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram before the deadline. Game week 24. So it was Gabriel, and then Wood to Wissa. I think that was it. Yeah. Did I make a third? Oh no, I did Gordon to Mbeumo as well. Almost forgot about that. Salah captain, Trent vice. Bench is correct. Yeah. 24. Perfect. All right, that is done. Greaves or Gabriel? I think Gabriel. They probably both concede, to be honest with you, but I think Gabriel. He's just got way more goal threat as well, and probably similar clean sheet potential. So who's everyone gone for? Slot, Moyes, or neither? Nick says, 0.3 in the bank, no free transfers. He's got Trent, Salah, Gakpo, no money for assistant manager Moyes this or next week. Gakpo to Ndiaye for a -4 for a slot. You've got Vissa triple captain. Yeah, I think you've got it right there, Nick. I think I would go. There is a poll up. There is a poll up. So if anyone's not voted, get your poll. Get your votes in on the poll. Yeah, I think you've got it right there. Gakpo to Ndiaye, -4. Activate it on slot, Nick. I would do the same thing personally. I can only apologise as well if Gakpo does well this double. In theory, the assistant manager is way more powerful for the next 3 game weeks if Liverpool get the double in 25. But even if they don't, right? Even if they don't, you can go to Marco Silva instead. So if Liverpool knock Spurs out of the League Cup, it's actually even likely than 62. It's like 75%. Aston Villa and Liverpool double in 25. So you get 4 games in 2 game weeks out of slot. If Spurs knock Liverpool out, which is about 25%, then Fulham and Spurs will double in 25. So you could just transfer it to slot to one another. So you get basically, either way, you're guaranteed to get 5 games in 3 game weeks, whatever way you do it. There's also a chance Arsenal double, but they'd have to knock Newcastle out, which is about 16% likely. Butter Knight says, who's the best non-double game week defender to go for? I suppose best is a Villa defender, so you go like Konsa, because they've got Wolves. And then, as we saw on that graphic, there's a good chance they double in 25. That makes the most sense to me. And you just take a chance on them getting that double game week if Liverpool knock Spurs out the League Cup at Anfield, which I personally would expect them to. So you end up getting a double game week out of Konsa, and not a bad fixture this week with Wolves. RS Sese, said your name wrong. Sese says, do I get rid of Trent to bring in Slot or Moyes? I don't think I'd sell Trent, no. Trent and Salah are non-negotiables to get to slot for me. I wouldn't sell either of those. Well, obviously not Salah, but I wouldn't sell Trent either to get to slot or Moyes, no. I think that's a stretch too far, selling Trent. Like, these are the projected points. Trent's second highest this game week, so I wouldn't sell Trent. Luke says, please help make sense of this. I've got the triple captain and the assistant manager to use, and I was thinking in die and slot in for the assistant manager, or Gakpo, Tarkowski and triple captain if not. Yeah, I would go and die and slot. I like that more. In theory, that's a lot better than die and slot. It's the golden opportunity. There's not, unless we get some other postponement for a crazy reason like weather. Even then, I'm not sure if it happens. We're not going to get another opportunity where there's back-to-back doubles. So that's why everyone's ripping up their chip strategy, the plans that they'd made in recent weeks to go for the assistant manager. And it's why you're seeing people using -4s. Some are going -8 just to use the assistant manager this week. So yeah, I would do that. I would do and die and slot. John D, thanks for becoming a member as well. Thanks for your support, John. Thanks and welcome to all the new members. And Matt D says, play one, Hall, Robinson or Gabriel, hashtag FPL Focal. I don't know if we're going to get that one trending, Matt, but I do appreciate the hashtag. I would play Hall, I think, home to Fulham. Like Robinson, he's... Who have Fulham got again? They're away at Newcastle, that's not great. Gabriel home to City, probably concedes. So I'd play Hall. Yeah, he's playing home. Crispy Bacon says, should I go -4? Van Dijk to Trent. I've got 1.3 mil left. Probably not for a -4, Chris. No. I mean, does Trent outscore Van Dijk by 4? For that to happen, you need Trent to get a goal or an assist. Even an assist wouldn't be enough unless he gets bonus as well. I don't know if I'd bet 4 points on that. I'd just leave Van Dijk in myself. Scott says, play Davis. He's got Southampton over Gabriel. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's not many opportunities to play Davis that make good sense considering how bad they've been defensively. Especially looking at the next 5. We're not going to use him in any of those games. Villa, Tottenham, Man United, Palace. But home to Southampton, definitely play Davis. I would do that 100% if I had him. Bertman says start Sarr or Dibbling. I would start Sarr. He's only just back Dibbling, so he probably starts. But who knows? I'd just go Sarr. Only 8,000 bought slot. Yeah, I did notice that. What that actually is that's the amount of people that have made a transfer after activating it. It's going to be something like 500,000 to 1 million that have activated the chip. That number of transfers is just those that have transferred a manager after activating. So someone's might have gone assistant manager active and Moyes, and then they've transferred him to slot, and that's included there. Everything else isn't. Lewis says start Rodgers or Ahmad and Gabriel or Digne. I think Rodgers, you know. 50-50 that. Calix in the chat, he says 80% slot incoming. What, 80% ownership? What actually is it? I've not even looked at his ownership. Managers. Hold up. It's not too bad. 48.5. I saw a tweet from official FPL a few days ago that said like 370,000 had activated it on slot. So I don't know. How many do you think are active this game week? If you guys had to guess, I reckon 1 million. 1 million assistant managers active, which is quite low when you think about it. Like that in itself is a massive opportunity when there's like 11 million. So was it start Rodgers or Ahmed? I'd start Rodgers against Wolves. You reckon 1 million? Seems about right. Yeah. It might not have been as high if not for the double game week announcement, but now that that's been announced, I just think if you can, you You must, because back-to-back double game weeks, even if it's not necessarily Liverpool, we're guaranteed back-to-back doubles. And there's no other opportunity this season. That's not happening anywhere else. So, like, if Spurs do knock Liverpool out, then you still get back-to-back doubles. You go Slot this week, or Moyes, you know, if you're tight for money or whatever, or you don't want to lose your Liverpool triple up. Then you go to Silva. Or if Liverpool get that double, then you just keep it on Slot. How do I add a manager? You'll see a little button that says, you see here, that will say play. You just click play, and then you go to the transfers page and you have to add a manager in. I didn't know you played FPL, by the way, Calix. How are you getting on this season? Oh, I'm well behind on chat. Let me catch up here. Where did I get to? Oh my god. Fuck me, I'm so behind. Goran says start one out of Aina, Munoz and Hall. I would start Hall, Goran. Probably the best clean sheet odds of the three. And equally attacking with Munoz. So yeah, he makes sense to me. Andreas with a 36 months, 3 years. He says bench Iwobi or Armstrong. They're both kind of dookie, to be honest. Iwobi or Armstrong. I've not actually looked. What's Armstrong's minutes like recently? If he's been starting games, go Armstrong. Like, he's got Ipswich. Sorry, Grandmaster. As expected, chaotic stream. Let me keep moving through. Where did I get to? Rocket says Eze out for Semenyo or Uratara. My only thing with Uratara is, apparently Bournemouth are looking at signing another striker. If that happens, then could that negatively affect his minutes? You lost last year. You didn't finish your forfeit, so you got kicked out with your 400k. That's criminal. You can't not do your forfeits. Although I don't know what the forfeit was. Like, if it was really bad, I've seen some really bad ones. I saw one the other day. This guy was dressed in the worst outfit, and he had to go carol singing. In January this was. But yeah, I don't know what your forfeit was. I imagine yours are pretty high stakes. I'd go Semenyo Rocket, just for the insurance that you know he's going to play. He's better for minutes. Tuckles says, would you play assistant manager chip if you've got triple captain? Yeah, I would. 8 TikTok dances. 8? That's not that bad. I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. But like, I don't know if the video gets out. Is it like a public video or just private in the group chat? I don't know. Fair play. I think I'd swallow my pride. Maybe I should do that with Harry and Ross. Like, we're in our own little mini league, me, Harry and Ross. Maybe we should get a forfeit going. So the loser has to do a TikTok dances or something. One of my first 3 for 1 to 2 mil. Yeah, so to answer your question, Tuckles, if you got a triple captain, I'd still use assistant manager over it, yeah. Is Slot on your bench? Well, that's just where the managers go. They're always there on the bench. That's just where they go. I think that's why they made the bench narrower. Did you notice that? They rolled out like a visual update, and I guess that's why. To make the room for the managers. DVWT says start Conser or Greaves. Conser or Greaves? I'd just go with what the clean sheet odds say on that one. Villa have got 28% chance, Ipswich 32. So yeah, slightly in favour of Ipswich. Start Greaves. Milkman says, Mr. Focal, sir, start 2 of Ahmad, Rogers, Martinelli. I would start Ahmad and Rogers, Milkman. Yeah, definitely. Ahmad and Rogers. Salah says, I bought Pickford and Mikalenko and Slot and I have to play 2 of Sarge, João Pedro, Semenyo. 2 free transfers, 1.2 in the bank. Any ideas? I'd play Sarr and João Pedro and bench Semenyo. But you could do João Pedro to Wissa. I like that. If you've got 2 free transfers and 1.2 mil. Maybe João Pedro to Wissa if you've not got him. Slowly getting through chat. Oh my god, I'm not going to get through these in time for the deadline. 8 minutes. Sorry guys. By the way, I apologise to all the missed messages. I know there's lots of you that ask messages and then like you're hoping that it gets answered. And if it was up to me, I'd answer every single one. So I really do apologise. Joe Antro says, thanks for the 19 months, Joe. He says, morning, mate. Start 2 of Mbumo, Rogers and Delap. Definitely starting Mbumo. Rogers or Delap? I think you've got to play Delap when he's home to Southampton and on pens, yeah. Start Delap. And starting Mbumo. Mike Sills Law says, Gakpo out to someone, Wissa maybe to bring in Slot, or just keep triple Liverpool. Yeah, if I was on triple Liverpool and selling Gakpo for Wissa left me with enough money to get Slot, do it, yeah. I would do that. Cookie, thanks for your super chat as well. There's no message for that one, but thanks, Cookie. Millerad says, hi Focal, do you possibly know why Wood is still valued at 6.5 mil for me when I tried to transfer him out, even though I had him since Gaming 1? 6.5? I don't know. When you sell a player, you get them for half what they rose. That's how the price changes work in banking profit. So I'm not sure what he is now. 6.8 is he? What were the price changes last night? Wood went down, didn't he? I saw that. Cliver and Trent went up, Wood went down. Wood's 7 mil. Yeah, that makes sense. So you bought him when he was 6 mil. He's gone down to 7 mil. Half of that is 6.5. Yeah, that makes sense. Wacker says, I'm late to the stream. Can you give a quick recap of the key points? I've done Gordon to Mbumo. I should take a -4 to get him dying for Wood. I can get Slot. So, to summarise, assistant manager over triple captain this week, even if it means, and this is just my opinion, even if it means selling a third Liverpool player like Gakpo to someone like Wissa or Ndiaye. It's team dependent though, like you might have a triple up that's impossible to get to Slot, in which case Moyes is okay, and then you go Moyes to another manager next week, like Emery. Emery could double next week, or Marco Silva could. One of those two definitely doubles, Emery or Silva. Moyes is okay as well in that scenario. What else? Salah, #1 captain. That's pretty much it. There's probably loads I've forgotten, but that's the headlines. Injury updates on the left-hand side as well in that news widget. Droid KP says, hey mate, Gakpo to Wissa or Ndiaye? If not Ndiaye, why not? Free transfer to play assistant manager on Slot. I think it depends on how many transfers you've got. Like if you've got loads to play around with, Ndiaye's great. In my case, I've got none left, so I just thought I'm going to get Wissa. He's got nice fixtures, better underlying data. Because I might, like, if Liverpool don't double on 25, then I'm going to have to spend a transfer on probably Marco Silva. Or if Liverpool do double next week, then that means Aston Villa do, in which case I'm buying Watkins next week. So I just didn't want to mess around with Ndiaye, and then I'm having to play Ndiaye every week. But both are great. Both are great picks, don't get me wrong. Dr. Yazan says, transferred 3 early Liverpool players. Took lots of hits right now, 300k, so I got Moyes instead. What do you think? First 3 in the world, I've got Moyes. Start Paul Gabriel. Moyes is fine. That's fine. Like I was saying, Moyes is okay. And then next week you go to another manager that doubles. First 3 in the world have got Moyes. What, you mean the top 3 in the world are going Moyes assistant manager? I'm gonna have to say no more super chats, please, because I don't want to not answer these. I'm gonna go as fast as I can. Dave, thanks so much for becoming a member. Thank you so much, Dave. James says for Slot, Gabriel to Mikalenko, keep Wood. Or Gabriel to Miko, Wood to Wissa, -4, -8. Also haven't die. Yeah, just keep Wood. Wood's got Brighton home. That's not bad. Just keep Wood. You don't need to take a -8 in my opinion. Just get Wissa next week for free. Ina says start 2 of Ahmad and Ndiaye and Colwill. Well, you have to start and die. He's got double, and you have to start Ahmad because he's way more upside than Colwill. So yeah, start Ahmad and die. Mohammed says, should I start Rogers or Ahmad? I would start Rogers. Pretty 50-50 that one. Like Ahmad's playing home. But Villa, like, Rogers got a hat-trick in the Champions League the other day. And he's got Wolves, which is a bit easier. Ayan Gupta says, take a -4 for Allison to Pickford and play Slot. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that, Ayan. Yeah, that's kind of like how I'd summarise everything. If you can go Allison to Pickford to get to Slot, worth it. Gakpo to Wissa and Ndiaye to get to Slot, worth it. Cookie says, sell Isak now to Watkins -4. Definitely not. Leave it a week. He's home to Fulham. Like, it's not a bad fixture. Steven Cena says, Mateta to Gakpo for a hit, given though Eze Moyes assistant manager. For a hit? Maybe not. Maybe not for a hit. Because what if you want to go Moyes to slot next week? Maybe you want to do that next week. No, I don't think I would do that for a hit. I know it's not great, no Eze, but I wouldn't take a hit to sell him, I don't think. I'd leave the option open to get slot next week if they double in 25. Abdul says, Gakpo to slot from -8, did 2 transfers already. So you mean you already took a -4? Or you have to take 2 more transfers to get to slot? If it's just 4 extra lost points, then I think I'd do it. I think I'd do it. Because put the previous -4 aside, because that's done. That's out of the equation. If you're saying 1 more hit it gets you Gakpo to slot, and you're buying someone like Wissa and Die, then I'd say, yeah, worth it. I know it's like not great if you already took a -4, but I'd put the previous -4 aside. Right, just about caught up there. Thank you everyone for tuning into this deadline stream. I know some of you are going to disappear the second we hit the deadline, so if that's you, thank you for swinging by. Do subscribe if you're not already. It's completely free. You can always change your mind. And I hope you all smash it this game week. So my transfers were Gordon to Mbumo, Gabriel to Tarkowski, and Wood to Wissa, and then I bought slot assistant manager active. Why is Munoz second on your bench? I think Greaves was just slightly better. Home to Southampton. Slightly better. So, is your assistant manager chip active? 51% went yes on slot. 22% went yes on Moyes. 27% said no. So, I think overall it's going to be very different. But, yeah, among you guys, about 1 in 4 haven't got it active. I think overall it'll be much more. 5,600 votes, was it? Holy damn. So, let's should we do the predictions? We turn slow mode off. I've taken slow mode off, so chuck your guesses in the chat. Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. Get your scoreline predictions in the chat. We'll rattle through these to see. No worries, Burke. Thanks everyone. If you are leaving now, we're going to smash through the predictions. We'll see if there's anyone we can raid. If not, we'll wrap up after predictions. So we'll do this for a couple of minutes. 1-1, 3-1, 2-2, 0-0. 2-0 Forest, 2-1. Okay. Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Huge, huge game. Lots of triple captains active, lots of assistant managers active. Will Liverpool deliver? Put which game you're predicting as well, by the way, so I know which one. 2-1. Slow mode is off, I think, so you can guess as fast as you want. Spammy guess. It's 3-1 Liverpool. 3-1. A lot of people saying 3-1. Everton versus Leicester next. Everton versus Leicester. (2-1) 1-0. Are Everton keeping a clean sheet? I hope they do. I brought in Tarkowski. You know what? It's probably going to happen, but the worst thing will be if Everton concede against Leicester and then you're thinking, oh, now I've just got the Liverpool game to go. 1-0 Everton. You reckon a low scoring one? Alright. Ipswich versus Southampton. What are we saying? Ipswich v Southampton. (1-0), 3-0. 2-1. Okay. Newcastle versus Fulham. I mean, if that's 2-1, that is Southampton beyond buried, I would say. Newcastle versus Fulham. Is Gordon going to punish those of us that sold him? Flandy reckons 3-0 Newcastle. 3-1. 3-1. 2-0. 3-1. Wolves versus Aston Villa. Let's get the outro song on. Wolves v Aston Villa. While I check if there's anyone we can raid. Get your scoreline predictions in. Wolves v Villa. Okay, I think I found a stream that we can raid in a second. Let's wrap this up. 2-1 to Villa. Okay. Brentford versus Tottenham. Who's bought Wissa? Who's got Mbumo? What are we saying this one? Brentford v Tottenham. Why didn't you sell Raya? I'm just hoping that Raya plays. It could just be mind games from Arteta. If he doesn't play, then I'm down to 10. 2-2, you reckon? Two all. 2-0? 3-2? 3-2. I wouldn't mind a 3-2. Alright, we'll go with that. Man United versus Palace. Man United v Palace. Scoreline predictions. What are we saying? Henderson pen save 1-1. Oh, don't say that. I've got Bruno. 1-1. 2-1. Yeah, difficult to predict that one. Arsenal versus Man City. What a huge game. Who remembers last time? Stay humble from Haaland. What a dramatic game that was. 1-0 to Arsenal. 1-0. Alright. Chelsea versus West Ham. Oh yeah, we can take this out because that was from last time we did it. Chelsea v West Ham. What are we saying? And then we're going to raid after we do these last two. 3-1 to Chelsea. And then lastly, Everton versus Liverpool. The double game week fixture to wrap it up. Not until the 12th of February, by the way. So we've got 11 days until this game week actually finishes. What are we saying? Everton versus Liverpool. Last one. 2-1 to Liverpool. No clean sheet. Alright. Oh, not 10. Alright, let's see if he's still alive. I found a channel here that we can go raid. FPL D unit. Oh, has he just finished? No, he's still alive. Perfect. I'm going to put it in the chat. Everyone head over there and spam Focal raid in his chat. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you smash it this game week. Good luck, everyone. Thanks as always for swinging by. Let's head over to FPL D unit and spam Focal raid in his chat. Oh, has he just finished? He might have just finished. No, he's still alive. Alright. Yeah, head over there, guys. Let's go spam Focal raid in his chat. Send in some love. Good luck, everyone. That's it from me. Focal out. See you soon for the next one.